I gotta make sure I press all the buttons in the right order. Control, Shift X. There we go. And of course, production tab. Shift 2, Control 1. And with that, we're ready to go. Sorry about that, guys. Spotting in the lower left corner of the map. Game number 4 for the EnerJ Cup Finals of the Finals. This is the monthly Final Cup. First place is $250. Second place is $150. Let's be honest, neither of those are bad amounts, but only one can walk away ahead. And spotting in the lower left corner of the map, it is, from my insanity, the red Protoss known as Stardust. Right, playing for Dignitas, the teal Zerg player known as Tefel. Of course, Polish pride, as he's often referred to. And leading this series 2-1 currently. Like I said before in the past, guys, Stardust and Tefel, they tend to trade out back and forth. Like, you'll watch it go for StarCraft Cup, and like Stardust wins 2-1 versus Tefel. Then you'll watch like the EnerJ Cups. Tefel wins, 2-1 versus Stardust. And then you watch the finals of another cup, and it's a 3-2. Like these guys trade a lot, is what I'm trying to say. It's the bottom line here. Tefel, though, currently leading the series against Stardust Colossus style. Hopefully, decides to change it up a bit. Obviously, the Colossus is a very strong unit, and that style in particular is good, period. But not against what Tefel's been throwing at him. Not against the Roaches and Hydras that Tefel has been slinging his way. So we'll see how sorry, how this one goes. Again, I apologize. I'm trying my best not to cough on stream. Just a little bit sick today. But, alright, gas coming up at a very appropriate timing. Not going to go for that quicker expansion. Not going to go one gas. Well, actually, might go one gas in a Nexus if he really wants to be greedy on Derelict. But this is a map where it doesn't really matter how fast you take your second base, because taking on a third as a Protoss player, while possible, not exactly fun to secure. So we'll see if Stardust is actually going to choose to lay off this or not. He may throw down a... No, not going to throw down a second assimilator. Okay. Wasn't sure if he was going to go for the expansion early or not. So when you go for the expansion like this early on, one of the nice things is, well, okay, is he not going to go for the expansion? What's happening here? Oh, that's the scouting probe, okay. Sorry, I'm done. It just happened out at this point. As my rattled brain tries to work through this cold I've got. Okay, so this expansion coming out earlier, you benefited with a couple things. One is the fact that this wasn't like a Nexus first. It's not a greedy build that you lose to a Ling All-In for. That being said, if you get the Mothership Core out sooner, you can overcharge it faster, you can defend your natural a lot better. Tefel, though, has not been coming across with, like, freaking Ling All-Ins. He's not been hitting him with some sort of weird bailing bust that is weird and out of the ordinary. But, in fact, just been playing to the strengths and reacting to the way Stardust has played this match out, this entire series out. And I know we didn't get to watch Game 3 firsthand, but we saw, once again, Colossus versus Roach and Hydra, just, it doesn't pay out. Not when your opponent can bully you the way Tefel does. Stardust, in this sort of instance, he's known for being a bit of a cheeser, and quite frankly, cheese might be what he needs to get back into this game. Now, he is going for Stargate once again. Will this be for the 5 Phoenixes? The 5 Phoenix opening is good, I feel. It's just the follow-up of going straight to this Colossus. It's such a predictable game style. Tefel knows this. Stardust knows this. So by simply instigating it, may just be the first mistake, so to speak, that he makes against Tefel. But we'll see how this one goes. Maybe he decides to change it up entirely, which I would honestly be the most in favor of. And he is going to change it up a little bit here, going for the Oracle first. So I talked a little bit about this earlier, expecting the Oracle to come out in game number 1. Didn't happen. If you go for the Oracle fast, you can actually take on a Queen. It's a decent fight. It's kind of like a Banshee versus a Queen. It doesn't win by a lot, but just barely. And if you come in strong, take a couple Queens out early on, it's hard to keep up with it. But, the Oracle then doesn't kill any drones. It doesn't have the energy to go and use that gas on the, or not gas literally, but, the power supply, the gas, the battery, whatever, on the mineral line. Either way, it is going to come across the map, and one great advantage this has is, of course, Revelation. I talk about this all the time, and I feel like it goes really underappreciated. Being able to reveal your army in its entirety, knowing where the Roaches and the Hydras are of Tefel at all times, is such a critical thing for Stardust to be able to do. That allows them to plan out when the hallucinations come out for the Colossus, when he decides to move out. And as we see, Queen going to go down pretty quickly to this Oracle. It might not have bonus damage versus that, but the attack speed on an Oracle is insane. Oracle is going to come down too. Looks like they'll get about 4 or 5 drone kills around here too. So not too bad here out of Stardust. And he's about out of energy. Can maybe get 1 or 2 more drones if he's lucky here. Yeah, out of juice, but gets a queen kill and 8 workers to boot. This is infinitely stronger as far as openings are concerned compared to every other opening the Stardust has shown versus Tefel so far, with the one exception being game number 2 where he straight up won with an all-in. But that's a whole another can of worms that does not count. Void Ray came out after this to follow it up. We'll pick off some Overlords. Also really, really beneficial if Tefel were to do some sort of roach all-in. So having one Void Ray invested like this, not too bad. If Tefel starts predicting the wrong builds, by the way, so like this is where it gets a little bit scary, right? Like if Stardust shows that he's got a lot of air and Tefel invests in, say, Hydralisk, but really Stardust is going for like Storms and Colossus and what have you, that could hit at a timing which Tefel might be caught off guard for, but Tefel, a really intelligent player, very rarely caught off guard in that sense. Lots of links coming across the map with the knowledge that he can't get through this wall, but he wants to be able to keep some links out here to scout, keep an eye on what's going to go on. A small warp in here for Stardust. So he could move in with these Zealots right away. I kind of hope he waits till 7, but the reason he's able to move in with 3 is because of the Void Ray, and more importantly than that, because he's got the Oracle somewhere nearby too. Void Ray and Oracle are going to be able to take on 1 queen, no problem. 2 queens though, maybe not going to be the case, and he needs to back on out of here. Very expensive units that he can't afford to lose, and with Zealot support, well, actually Zealots took a fight with the Zerglings down here. Sorry, I missed that entirely while this was going on. But Zealots can take on queens too. Like basically everything Stardust has currently available at Oracle, Void Ray, Zealots. These are anti-queen type units. Well, maybe not the Void Ray 1 on 3 type thing, but. Alright, base definitely going to be under some pressure here. Zerglings are going to try and hold on to this. Zealots are just going to get into the mineral lines, and Tefel cannot go mining with these drones. Yeah, it's just kind of running around a little bit of disarray. Some more Zealots coming from behind. Transfuse goes off, and looks like the Oracle went back to the main while this was going on. Isn't dead yet, but is up to 12 kills so far. So lots of pressure being applied here. Roach is finally out. Should be able to clean up these Zealots though. And Queens can technically kite all day on creep, as long as he does this correctly. But with no Queen defending the natural base, this Oracle goes to town. 17 kills and rising. It was 12 before, but up to 23 workers killed at this point. And the Oracle is not done yet. Still a little bit more energy. Might get one last zap off. 24 kills. Can we get this man a medal, please? So resources lost, definitely not looking good here for Tefel at all. Stardust in a really strong position in this game, and he's already on Colossus tech. By constantly devoting a lot of it, not just resources and actual physical drones, but like attention to this defense, Tefel's kind of slipped up a little bit. The Hydros Den is incredibly late. There's not going to be an infestation pit anytime soon, which means there's not going to be Vipers, which means this Colossus is going to have no answer to them, and a follow-up ground push out of Tefel could be devastating. Oh, did I try and do math on stream? That was a mistake. I see people in chat correcting me. My bad! My bad! Number 1 rule of all streamers. Well, number 1 excuse of all streamers. Don't do math on stream. But anyways, Oracle coming back for round number 2. Sorry. There is, yeah, there's a Spore Crawl here to defend this time, not too bad. I like that you see the Overlords to spread creep. Not wanting to actually use energy on tumors is understandable. So it will give you the same sort of walk from one base to another speed boost that you need. Man, this Oracle. It's funny because the delay on chat, it's like 3 minutes or something, and I see people saying that Oracle is not worthwhile at all, but yeah, no, this Oracle has paid for itself several times over. As long as he keeps it alive, he can still use its utility skills. Doesn't have to simply be used for damage, but I think he's going to keep trying to catch things off guard by it. And if this was Warcraft 3, man, this Oracle would be like level 5 by now, if not 6. Gateway wall going to come down. A bit of a hole here in the top. Not sure if Stardust will close this off or not, but now on 3 base economy. Safely on 3 base economy, more importantly. He's finally in position to play this game out with that Colossus style that he's been trying to do in the previous series. A big part of why he's not been able to get this down is because his 3rd base was never secure. He never had the economy to go for like a double robo. Couldn't go for blink. Never had charge, and +1 weapons is like, okay, maybe. But this time he has it all. Stardust living the high life, his tournament life on the line, knowing that this is his last game potentially. And if he loses this, he's out. But, okay. Oracle has not got enough energy to use Revelation just yet. There we go, now can if it wants to. But he already saw the army coming his way. Bellowing at his front doors, Hydralisks, Roaches, and Zerglings aplenty. A small counterattack going to go. A couple Zealots here, probe down here. We're going to warp in maybe a couple more with another Oracle, or the same Oracle. Meanwhile, it looks like between the Void Race and the Colossus, there's too many laser beams for Tefel to really directly engage with. I do love that he's using the buildings to SimCity a little bit. He's even got a cannon to fall back on. but there's no tech to wait for, so as long as he takes a smart engagement, this could work out quite nicely. Queen's on the front lines, going to try to provide some transfuses, but that's simply not going to happen. As long as the Hydralisks go down, the Void Rays can clean up this army in their entirety. The Void Rays on the front line do need to be pulled back just a little bit, but Tefel takes down the Void Rays. Colossus still standing though. There's only Hydralisks left. Without the Roaches to buffer for this army, Tefel cannot continue to push. Queen is going to get taken down the front lines too, and looks like Tefel, he's going to try and take a fight that he cannot win. Not with the 3 Colossus standing here like this. Not with the Immortal underneath us. Not with a new Void Ray coming to the front lines. Loses everything. And in the meantime, never mind. Doesn't matter. There's no comeback. Good game is called. Tefel will tap out, and that will take us to game number 5. Stardust being the victor of game number 4.